Finally, the chicken has come home to roost. Godi has come out to publicly say they don't have enough paper to print the new money.
I have created many videos on the new Naira policy, informing you guys of, when specifically, the old Nairas will be taken out of circulation and when the new Naira notes will be brought into circulation. I have also shared with you the reason why the government has said that they are implementing this new policy. One of the reoccurring reasons being pushed by the government is that this will enable kidnappings to reduce. They also said that, they've alluded to preventing people from, holding bulks of sums of money given the upcoming election. This has been alluded to. And of course, the abuse of the Naira. But is that the real truth? Is that the real agenda? Or is it just an unintended consequence of the greater agenda? Who knows? But I think one thing most of us can agree on is the level of control that the government is going to have with this cashless policy. We have seen over the past week or so the level of control the government has over people's inability to move around, to eat, to feed, right? We've seen the crazy queues. We've seen people fighting over the inability of them to actually access the cash that they rightly earned. Many of you may not know, but Nigeria, more so than most economies in the world, still runs on cash. In today's video, I'm going to be doing two things. Number one, I'm going to be sharing with you two perspectives on what's going on with regard to the scarcity of the Naira. And also I'm going to be sharing with you what you need to know with regard to the timeline of the Naira, when the old Naira is going to be put to stop now and when the new Naira will be fully in circulation. The two perspectives I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be from Kate Henshaw and Phrankleen. Kate Henshaw is a popular Nigerian actress who's, I think is an advocate, she's an activist, right? So she's very passionate about this issue and just Nigeria issues in general. I'm going to be sharing her video and also Frankleen's video. Let me play Kate's video for you now, which she shared a few days ago.
Good morning. Finally, the chicken has come home to roost. Godi has come out to publicly say they don't have enough paper to print the new money. The Nigerian Security and Printing and Minting Company, when last did you print Nigerian money? When last? It's only notebook you people print, not currencies. I don't know. So you people this scarcity is not going to abate anytime soon.
Before I continue, I want to interject here. This is the first thing I thought about when, obviously the CBN governor came out and outrightly said, we don't have the capacity to print right now. They had reached out to a supplier and the supplier had put them on a waiting list and they got the minting company in Nigeria to do it and they don't have the capacity to print that much. My question is, when you guys have this grand policy of, reissuing new notes, wasn't that put into your timeline as to having a supplier, the deadlines and whatnot? And you guys were making very strict deadlines. Like, it actually doesn't make sense. I told my friend, I said, Nigerians are too smart for this to be true without another agenda because it just doesn't make sense. Or maybe we're not that smart. Anyway, let's keep playing.
No this, no peace, no who brought it upon us. Between the president and Godi, they are the only ones who could have made this decision. So introduce new Naira. No problem. You have made a mistake. Kindly give us back our old money. Let us be using. Okay? Then when the new money is ready, you'll be introducing it small, release, be taken back. That is it. We are still a very, very cash dependent economy. Market, transport. Small.
This is such a point that I think, if you're not Nigerian, you might never understand the struggles of like the average Nigerian is that people need cash. You're getting on a damn phone, you need cash. You want to buy granite on the street, you need cash. People don't use like digital currency. Maybe like in Kenya, using Momo, whatnot. That is not what's happening here. People are their ability to survive depends on them having cash, right? So, I've had people saying, oh, they can't come to work because they have no cash for transport. They can't eat. I've had workers that have worked with me in the past call me begging me that the family cannot feed because they have no access to cash. Like, can I send money to a POS agent? And the POS agents are taking commissions of like 10%, right? You're literally saying, want to take 10,000 naira out, and they're charging you 1,000 naira fee, 10% of your money to take money out, because the government failed at implementation.
Small petty traders all around, food, children going to school. It's all petty cash. Please don't be wicked in your policies. Think about the ordinary citizen on the road, on the streets, in the villages. Sort out internet, your infrastructure, to make online transactions seamless. Stop putting the cart before the horse. The exigencies of this nation right now is not to heap more suffering on Nigerians. Goddy, you know the company you approached. They told you they couldn't print the money in the time frame that you gave them. So you said printing and minting. Oh yeah, print for us. That's why we have a 500.5 naira, the excess, or 499.5 naira less. It's okay. Admit you made a mistake. Be giving us back our old money. Let us be using small as
I love what she said, that, just come out, admit it, give us the money back. But I feel like if they give the money back, I feel a lot of Nigerians have lost faith in the banking sector, right? That many people will take their money out and will not put it back in. That is where I see things going, because in the past, Nigerians didn't, like the average Nigerian didn't really trust the bank, right? And I think, let me know your thoughts on that.
Get new notes. Because even Monopoly, the money they use for Monopoly, is well printed. Better than the Naira. Thank you.
Okay, so that's Kate's thoughts here. So I'm now going to share a series of clips from Phrankleen, who is a YouTube content creator who really touches on issues that affect Nigerians. And he spoke about, he spoke about a lot of things. I'll play it for you guys to see, and yeah.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode with Phrankleen. So I'm going to make you watch a 58-second video clip, okay? These really encapsulate what's going on in Nigeria at the moment.
Nigeria is going to start limiting cash withdrawals from bank machines to $225, or around 100,000 Nigerian Naira per week, with a daily limit of $45. The official reason is to discourage ransom payments for kidnappings and to fight counterfeiting. But what is it really about? Well, Nigeria launched their central bank digital currency late last year. This, as is always the case, is about control. This is about pushing a cashless society where governments have complete control over you, and every single transaction is tracked. CBDCs are here, and slowly but surely governments will start to restrict your access to cash until it is gone, and with it your financial freedom. Opt out, buy Bitcoin.
A lot of our people don't even get it. People are protesting about, the prices of petrol have gone up, which all of these things are man-made, they're artificial. It's the same thing in the UK. In the US, if you go to the pumps, you see what the petrol and all these things is designed to strangle people financially, to drain your resources, to inflict you with chaos, to inflict you with inconvenience. Notice I said chaos, right? The chaos is always presented to you, and then they would come in. What runs concurrently with that is they would come in as though they're trying to fix the chaos. But meanwhile, behind the scene is a rollout of the true agenda. Do you understand? If they had come out and say, oh, there's going to be a cashless society, there'll be a new world order, blah, 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 people will be up in arms, there'll be like a nationwide protest and all that stuff. Suddenly, right, they are claiming that, oh, the cash that they are rolling out to the banks, there's no cash around. The mainstream media, it's the same thing across the world. They're rolling out these lies. People are frustrated. They're turning to the wrong direction and they are fighting blindly. You know, the cash being scarce is because so that people will be worn out, they'll be frustrated, they'll be tired and stuff, so that the forthcoming election, which is in a few weeks, they won't be able to come out and they will have reasons to be able to perhaps rig the election in their favor and whatnot. But no, that's not the point. There are multi-millions in Nigeria, millions of people that don't even have bank accounts. I was talking to somebody who works in the banking sector and he confirmed this. He said, yeah, this was just a couple of days ago. We're just talking over lunch. And he said, yeah, because of the lawlessness in Africa, because a lot of things are not properly regulated in Africa, so it makes it really obvious the suffering. Okay, like, okay, so yesterday there was protests across, people throwing stones and smashing cars and looting and stuff. It has nothing to do. They just piggyback on the situation, the frustration and all that. That's fixed nothing. When I went into the banking hall on the high street, one of the high street banks, they were giving out 1,000 naira per person. That's like a pound to naira is actually 920, 925 naira. So that's like saying, the bank is saying in cash format, you can only have £1 per person per day. You can imagine.
Essentially what Phrankleen was alluding to in his video is that all the issues that Nigerians are facing on ground, which is getting so much press, right, is man-made, is carefully constructed that way, and that we as Nigerians or Africans need to dig deeper, right, to see what the bigger agenda at play is. And the bigger agenda for him is control, the power and control the government has by, putting all the money in, switching to e-Naira. There's a lot of play there, so that is what he's pointing to. What are your thoughts on both Kate and Phrankleen's perspectives and thoughts, right? And also, have you been affected by these issues? I personally know I have, but not to the degree of so many Nigerians. Like, it's insane when you come to think of it. Come to even see people queuing at like super early in the morning in their hundreds just trying to get to an ATM, right? Like, let me know if you or your family in Nigeria, if you're based in the diaspora, has been affected by this. I actually want to also share a particular post that one of my community members on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely follow me, Sassy Funke. She shared this. She said, "Good evening, Sassy. Read the non-access of money in Nigeria. Do you know people can no longer see their balance, not to mention withdraw it? My husband has $2,000 stuck. Then when he checked the bank balance about 2 days after, no balance was showing. This is really awful. He always gives his mom money and even gets groceries for her. Thank God she is still strong and active. This currency situation is stressing people. I saw today a young man attempting suicide on a bridge and 2 men tried to stop him. Sassy, I cried so much. I had to call my husband to check up on him. I know he is depressed too. Luckily, he kept some money that he can get via POS, but they are charging 10%. I'm feeling very sad. People have a right to be angry. You're doing an amazing job, Sassy. Nigeria is lucky to have you." Yeah, so people are struggling. I want to hear, what are your thoughts on this issue? Do you believe there is a greater agenda at play here, as Phrankleen alluded? Do you think having a cashless policy is bad? Or do you think it's a good idea that has been badly implemented? How has your everyday life changed? How has your everyday life been affected by all these issues, or the lives of those close to you that are based in Nigeria if you're based in the diaspora? I'll conclude this video by actually sharing what you need to know with regard to now. What is the timelines with regard to the old notes Naira coming out of circulation and the new notes fully been in circulation. The truth is, there hasn't been much news from the CBN with regard to this, but what there has been is the Supreme Court has basically ordered for the continuance of the old Naira. I'll share this article from the Premium Times with you. It said, despite Supreme Court order, Naira scarcity persists as CBN keeps mum. CBN is quiet. The situation got worse for many Nigerians on Thursday as banks' ATMs were shut down in many parts of the country. Despite the Supreme Court's interim order restraining the Central Bank of Nigeria from going ahead with its enforcement of its 10th of February deadline for the use of the old Naira notes, many Nigerians on Thursday besieged commercial banks and ATMs nationwide amid scarcity of the old and new Naira notes. The Supreme Court had on Wednesday ordered the CBN not to put an end to the use of the old Naira notes on February 10th as earlier announced. The 7-member panel of the court, led by John Okoro, gave the order of interim injunction amid acute scarcity of the newly designed 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira notes. The court gave the order temporarily based on an application filed by 3 northern states being controlled by the APC. Right. So it goes on to just say, in terms of what's been happening in regards to frustrations, Nigerians vandalizing ATMs, people really angry and frustrated, right? So essentially with regard to the timeline is, today is the 13th of February. You can still use your old Naira notes. I'm still using my old Naira notes, right? I'm sure many of you out there, when you heard about this new policy from the beginning, and I saw some comments, were like, I beg, this isn't going to work. What are they talking about, right? And many of you out there were scared that, I have Naira back in the diaspora. How do I get it to Nigeria and whatnot? Many of you are not buying into it. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think, the Naira will be used for the rest of the year? Both Nairas, the old and new, will be used for the rest of the year? Or do you think, maybe they'll extend till June? Like, what do you predict? Let me know in the comment section below. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment and say, Sassy, Naira na Naira. Sassy, Naira na Naira. So you just spend whichever one you want to spend, old or new. Sassy, Naira na Naira. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a huge thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you guys all on my next video. Bye.